Prepared as of today and tomorrow before the whistle. We all know what we have to do. The boys are very well prepared. We also have to give respect, or I have to give respect to the Gambian coach. What he did in the World Cup, he made Africa proud. He's a very good tactician, very, very good coach. So we know the weaknesses of the team, we know the strengths, so we are very well prepared and the boys are ready to deliver tomorrow.
Well, I think it's quite unfortunate that we couldn't win our first game. Yeah, it was so sad for us. But I think throughout this week, we have really prepared well, and I think we are ready for the game.
We had numerous of chances. Like I said, there was a situation where our striker hit the ball and the last defender cleared the ball with his hand. That should have been reviewed, but it wasn't seen by the referee. No problem, we should just have to score more. But like I said before, readiness for a game, every game is different. And we are very well prepared against Gambia. We show them the necessary respect. But once again, we are Ghana and we're going to play our game. And in the end, we will see if we were ready or not. But I'm sure it will be a very good game and a very exciting game for the fans. And for us as well, we will enjoy it.
I'm really sure that most of our guys are really prepared, and they are also, they want to get to the top. To the nationals, to the Black Stars. So I think they are all putting the effort together, and we are all going to make sure that we get to them.
So there you heard from head coach of the Black Satellites of Ghana, Desmond Ofer, who will be manning the team again this evening when they go out again to face Gambia, because in that first game against Congo, tried as they did, they were not able to get a point or even a goal out of that. So Benin will take on Congo later early at 5 p.m. and then at 8 p.m. Ghana will take on Gambia. This is part of the African Games. Remember, it's a non-Olympic scoring tournament. It's just for the honors of being the host nation. And so we get to see if we can get the gold and keep it here in Ghana. Coach, day 5 Africa Games, coincidentally today the Black Satellite get to play.
Yeah, I watched their first game against Congo. I wish I see an improved game today. They were not running the bad side, just that when we get to the attacking third, of anxiety and a little bit of inexperience, I can say, or I just can't find the right words. Maybe they just can't find the right rhythm of putting the ball at the back of the net. I hope coach would have by now strategized very well, correct those spaces. I always say, without shred of doubt, that I trust my man, Coach Ofer. He's a very good coach, a very young, traveled, learned coach who brings so much to our game in terms of modern day football. And so, no question marks about that. But it's yet to be seen on the field of play with the players that he's gotten. I know that these boys have not been assembled for quite a long time, so getting them rhythmically and telepathy-wise will be a tall order. But I expect them to at least beat Gambia today, give us, not just beating Gambia, but give us a good performance. A performance that will showcase really who Ghana are when it comes to age limit football and what he's doing. No wonder he's been given the nod and the position at Ghanaman Center of Excellence, where he'll be tutoring our football lessons, some young coaches as well. And so I expect to see that transform into our team and then and do something to the Gambians. If you allow me, but it's day 5 of the African Games, yeah. So let me touch on other departments or other disciplines. After the football, we've all seen what is going on. All the teams, Senegal, Uganda, Nigeria, are all giving off their best.
Okay, Coach, we want to stay with our football teams. We'll come back and talk about the African Games proper when we just oppose the medal table with everything that is happening. So I don't know if you watched the games from day one where Nigeria were beaten and all of that. It's a good response from Nigeria yesterday.
Of course.
They got back into the tournament. And the shocker in that group will be Uganda, who was able to beat Senegal. What they are doing right with football and the quality you have seen, is that what we have?
But if Comoros at senior level can beat Ghana, and if we can see Ghana cannot even beat Central African Republic, Nigeria struggled against some minor countries in Africa. We've seen what Cape Verde did at the AFCON. We saw Equatorial Guinea. You can't tell me. It clearly shows where football has metamorphosed into. So, I mean, this time no team shocks me. All depends on preparation. And as I said it here last Friday that it now cut across. You can see our clubs as well, what they are doing. And so when you ask me of where football has gotten into, I'm not seeing any shocker. I'm only seeing where development has rather got into. So now everybody at all you bring to the table is doing so well. 10, 15 years back, you never mention the Copper Queens of Zambia. Nobody, the Bayana were fourth in Africa, because you mentioned the Super Falcons will come to the Black Queens. I mean, they were head to head. The Indomitable Lionesses will come, maybe the Equatorial Guinea women's football team were doing well, the Teranga Lionesses. Aside of that, before you even mention Bayana, today, the Atlas Lionesses, we see what they are doing with the Morocco and the rest. So, football in itself has changed. Everybody is doing it. Has learned the cradle, and with the foundations, if you keep the foundations right, that is why I'm very happy, and I'm going very confident in the Ket Yesukeku administration that he has now descended to the bottom to become the chairman of our juvenile system, so that we get the fundamentals and the basics right.
Okay. We have just been joined by a very good friend of mine who happens to only be late when I'm talking about Arsenal. And I will not go back and talk about Arsenal. Kobe Jones has joined us. Kobe, good morning.
Good morning.
This is the second time.
Yeah,
you missed out on the Arsenal conversation.
Yes.
But coach,
I know coach is here,
so
coach certainly he has done justice to it. So.
Well, I hope it's justice though. Justice will be served this evening. We'll wait and see. So let's talk about, you've done enough with us now. Let's talk about
Black. They are the league leaders of the EPL. So when you're talking about
Arsenal, okay. So let's look at the Black Satellite team. And for me, I want to extend the conversation a little to the teams that have come to Ghana for this competition. I think that they also came in with a lot of depth, if you would agree.
Well, seriously, I think that it's been very good for the teams.
Yeah.
And they've shown some brilliant games, talent-wise and all that. I mean, I'm sure you yourself, you're surprised Senegal lost
to Uganda.
And Uganda is doing something great. You are not, I mean, you are a young team. And I think that they are putting them in a way that their transition is really, really working. I watched the Benin and then Gambia game, and I realized that, yes, in that match they have individual brilliance in the team. They were all in a haste in terms of the attacking play, in terms of defense. They were all in a haste, and you could clearly see that there wasn't any pattern in their play, but as individual, you could clearly see that they have good players in the team. Nigeria, of course, they've bounced back. They won their game yesterday, and I think that it is good for the tournament. And for me, Ghana coming up against Gambia today, that is the 8 p.m. game. I think that Ghana needs to improve. Seriously, personally, I was not impressed with the first game, the performance of the team. You have Aziz in the team, you have Ms. Bao. These are good players on any day. But I felt that at a point that their strength was not enough. They should have been substituted, especially Aziz. I mean, at a point that he was not in the game throughout. He showed some glimpse of Aziz that we've seen this season in the confederation with Dreams FC, the league. Fantastic player. But when the going was tough for him on the foot of line, I expected Coach Ofe should have done that kind of substitution. Yes, he took out Ms. Bao at a point that he felt that the player was not giving what he wanted him to do. But hey, Aziz can surprise you at any given time. You remember the diamonds of the game. He had a long curling ball, and that unfortunately the ball couldn't enter the net. But probably the coach wanted to give him an opportunity or confidence to be able to. You know, when you are playing among your peers and you are not up there, it is very difficult. Very, very, very difficult, because it's never going to be easy for you. But I think that he's a great player. But in today's game, I think that Gambia, though they drew their game against Benin, Ghana should be able to count for them. I mean, we had chances. We failed to score. And I'm sure Coach Ofe has been able to work on our finishing. It's never going to be easy. We will definitely go through. We need to win this game to boost the confidence and the morale of the team and Ghanaians. We need a goal in this male football competition. We need to, because satellite, I've always said that it is the neck of the senior national team. So if you are in the satellite, you should be able to play the senior national team. That was why people were calling Aziz should be part of the Blasters, because of what he was doing with Dreams FC. At his age, look at what he's done in the Confederation, top scorer, and for me, brilliant, fantastic. Misbah showed it the last time that competition was played here. Fantastic player. I know he plays for Still Believe. Very good player. But I think that the way we are transiting them, it is also very good. But we need to improve, because Ghanaians are watching. Blaster. So now we have to go to the basics. The Starlets are now in camp trying to prepare with Lai Kingston and then Jacob Neti and Najimai. And of course, Karim Zito and Yapreko with the U15, where they are trying to get the DNA that was prepared by the former technical director and the rest of the people to impact it on the young ones so that they can grow with it. So obviously the U20 under Odati Lamte and the rest should be able to let us see the glimpses of maybe the future of this team. And of course, I'm sure they'll go all out and then make sure that at least they get a win for us, and also a good performance from them today.
I know why coach is yearning so much to see a goal, because the Black Princesses got a goal in their first game. So we have showed the way once again.
You just want to say something.
We have shown the way once again.
We went to the World Cup first, and then the men also followed. So now,
hoping that our guys will be able to emulate it and do the same this evening.
African games, the male failed to.
We have shown the way. Now they know how to do it. So
they want to beat it. You're right. You're not far from right. I mean, I think it's almost like let's be true to ourselves. Any problem?
It's interesting. I think for the women's game, I think we all agree that it's on ascendancy.
Thank you.
We agree that this administration has done a lot when it comes to the women's game. I think the problem has to do with the men's game. That is where we're looking at things. Trying to fix the problems that we've identified. With all the matches I've watched so far, I've come to realize that if we are not able to put proper planning and proper measures in place, the way the other countries are developing their game, in the next 3, 4, 5 years, we will struggle even to qualify for the African Cup of Nations. If we don't have proper planning. I was even shocked when I saw South Sudan and the way they played. Because indeed, when you are talking about football on the continent, South Sudan is the baby in terms of the countries on the continent. They joined the African Union not too long, or they became a country being part of Africa. Well, hitherto they were part of Sudan, and they carved to become South Sudan. And look at the talent and how they are doing things there. I watched Congo versus Ghana, and I saw that. You will say, when it comes to this stage or this level of the game, Ghana, we are bound with a lot of talent, and some of these countries shouldn't be able to stand toe to toe with us. But the way Congolese played us, I watched Senegal and their matches they played. We are all talking about talent on the continent, and you mentioned countries like Senegal and all those countries. Even Nigeria. You realize that the other countries are catching up and now have an understanding of why they just ended African Cup of Nations. Some countries did well. Countries like Equatorial Guinea, Angola, Cape Verde, and all those things. I think they are doing something right that We are not, because I think we are still content with the accolade we have. We are one of the giants on the continent, and we are still, wallowing in that pride, and that is, consuming us, because we are not putting up measures that will let us be still the best. I'm still waiting to see the FA, because they've promised us with a plan, a development plan, and that will put our football back to the pedestal we are all looking for. They said they will launch it. We've not heard anything so far. They've not launched that. We are waiting for them, because we want them to launch it for us to get the book and read and see how feasible, whether it has a review and timelines and those things, and whether it can give us the players in the next 4 or 5 years who will be dominant on the continent.
Okay.
Because what we are saying is entirely different. See, if you look at under 20 teams, more or less under 20 teams mostly are the feeder teams for the national teams. So some of these players will automatically have an opportunity to play in their national teams. And so we look at the Congolese team that we played and the kind of players. I think they had 2 foreign-based players in their team. Look at the other teams who are playing in this competition, and it tells you that these are the same players who will be transited into the national team. So if you are comparing them to our standard and looking at how they are playing, and we don't do things extra, I think, like I said, in the next 4 or 5 years, we'll struggle even to qualify for African Cup of Nations, because all the countries on the continent are developing.
Okay.
And they are putting measures in place to achieve that. So we don't have to sit here and tickle ourselves and laugh and say that we are going to play Gambia, we'll have it easy. I'm not sure it will be an easy game for us. But like we said, we are host nation. A lot is demanded from these boys, that at least you should do something. You are hosting, so to whip up the interest, because indeed when they start picking the results, people will have interest in going to watch their matches, and that is all that we are looking for. But I think at least something that the FA, for that matter, the ministry and those who are involved in sports, especially football, have come to realize, as far as this competition or this African Games is concerned, is an eye opener for all of us, that we should start developing well.
Okay.
So that even if it's under 17, we'll pick the right players. Because hitherto, we're selecting players from all walks of life. But now it looks as if, and it's a complaint that people brings it up, and it's legitimate. Some skilled teams have their players in all these teams, they under 17, under 20, who doesn't represent the country as a whole, because we have a lot of talent in this country. So in terms of scouting, I think they should open the net wider to get the quality and the talented boys out there who will not have somebody to hold their hand to these teams and get them and give them the opportunity to play. Because if you are able to do that, I believe we'll get the talent you are looking for. Our game against Gambia today, it won't be an easy game. We shouldn't think that we can run over them, because we've seen a glimpse of the other teams, what they've done in this competition. What it means that we need to dig deep, come out and go all out. The boys should be psyched. They should be sacked. He was talking about Aziz. I think Aziz is a good player, but he gets solid-headed and over-elaboration is too much in his play. Maybe the coaches will talk to him. You understand? But I think if the coaches put the right players on the field with the right mentality, we should be able to beat Gambia.
Okay. At 8 p.m. in Accra, it is Ghana against the Gambia. 8 p.m. simultaneously in Cape Coast. I don't know if it's unfortunate, but after 21 years of being in the helms of affairs of women's football, he continues to make sure that he claims wherever he goes. Yusuf Bazigi and Coach Joe Nana Adakwa will lead the Black Princesses when they take on Tanzania, who gave a good show of themselves against Uganda. That's on Saturday before Ghana played Ethiopia. It was a game. Everyone in the stadium applauded both sides for the show of quality. When it ended stalemate, and yes, it was a true reflection of the performance that they put up. But we got to see how that attack led by Mukarama Abdullahi, if you remember her, of that 17 fame, trying so hard to remind everyone of what she does when it comes to the women's national team as well. So we wait to see how that pans out. And They believe they are not under any form of pressure to deliver, but they are going out there to do their best and help us. Unfortunately, Abiba Issa took one for the team, and she was red carded when she had 2 yellow cards, and so she would sit that out. But I'm sure Abnano Mopoku and the remaining defenders can equally do the job when you see Bazigi lines up these beautiful ladies. So Mefia Nyame, Stella Nyame, and the likes who were comfortable, who have also joined from Black Queens, would also give us all that expertise and all that they have gathered. So on your screens, the Black Princesses in Cape Coast too are also fine-tuning for their game this evening. Coach, why are you shaking your head? The Black Princesses. We have a game this evening.
Well, I know. And I applaud Basigi. I mean, he's one coach that I respect so much when it comes to women's football. He's been with Hazaga's ladies for all these years. I mean, he won bronze the last women AFCON in Cameroon. He also won silver, and then also. So for me, I think that he's done so well when it comes to women's football. And these girls, most of them are with him for a very long time, so they understand the chemistry. I think he's the one who took them to France for 1 week exercise and of course coming back. So for me, I think that Basigi, the girls are in a very good hands. He's a very good coach, and I'm sure with the kind of game that they gave us against the Ethiopians, I'm sure they'll up their game. As you were talking about Tanzania, they played very well. Yeah. Football has developed to a certain level that, look, you cannot underrate anybody. My brother was talking about Nigeria, Ghana. Before you can mention the names of South Africa, the Cameroon. But today, when you mention South Africa, you come to Morocco, Nigeria, and Zambia. And before you should understand. So football has changed and it has developed. But I like the way these guys are being transiting. I mean, it's very good. You know, the maidens, the princess, and the queens. But it's just unfortunate that the maidens were banned and now they are back and they are now preparing. So probably there are going to be a big gap between them and the princess. But for this particular team, I think that Basigi is doing very well. And I wish him very good luck in today's game.
So Jones, we are going again, at least, like I established, we have 3 points. We need to win and qualify for the next round this evening. Yeah,
it's a must win for us. And I think the girls, they will have it at the back of their mind that they should win. You alluded to the last match played against Uganda and Tanzania and the kind of football both teams sold out. It tells you that we are in for a very bigger task. Because I believe, from what I saw, a lot that I saw in that game, the Tanzanians are stronger than the Ethiopians who played. Even in that game, we struggled to beat them 1-0. So what it means is that we need to put in an extra effort. Of course, when you go into competition, or normally Ghanaians, they say we are slow starters. But when the competition was on, then we increase our energy. So maybe in this game, they will come in with that energy booster, and that will give us the edge over the Tanzanians. It will be an interesting game because when we win this game, we've qualified. So it's a qualification that should be at the back of their mind. And if they have that mentality going into this game, I believe they can win. But it will not come easy.
From here, they are going to Colombia.
Yes, so of course, they've qualified to the World Cup.
Yeah.
So if you are going to the World Cup, and the likes of Ethiopia and Tanzania are not, they were not able to qualify, it means you have something, an edge over them. Yeah. So if you are playing them and you want to show your mettle, let us know that you are going to represent Africa.
But what is heartbreaking for me, Coach, is that we couldn't envisage this, that the Black Princesses will be playing at the same time the Black Satellites will be playing. For me, it's a little worrying. It's different venues, though, but as Ghanaians, it has equal interest.
But this is African games. African game fixtures is not determined by, but we couldn't have had any form of input. No,
the LOC couldn't have done anything.
The thing is that you can't give.
You could have done something about it.
You can't have a preferential treatment. That is it. Because they treat you like they are treating all the other countries. That is it. And so we should understand. And my happy. So what about if Nigeria is playing today and their girls are playing? It's not the same thing.
And
so, please.
It's a matter of promoting. It's a matter of promoting the games. At the end of the day, I don't think that you live here, go and watch the game in Cape Coast, and someone from Cape Coast will come. It's a matter of just.
Oh, it's possible.
No, it
as
is.
Much as I will go, somebody might also come down just to watch.
It is, but
their match is what time?
8 p.m.
8 p.m. And satellite is also
8
8
p.m.
And I'm saying
so
that
it's not possible to
it's a matter of.
That's what I'm
saying. It's a matter of advertising the game, promoting, and
so that people in Cape Coast will come and watch.
I'm told that
Accra,
apart from the VIP wings, which goes for 50 Ghana cedis, all the places are for free. It is open free. So I think that they need to advertise the game. No, seriously, okay. I think that the promotion of these games it's down.
Yeah.
Is it what they have to do is just to contact the universities and the session institutions around and take buses there, let them come and support.
What you asked me, what I'll tell you is that this is the second time in the 13 editions of the Africa Games that we have a decentralized game.
We have what?
Decentralized game.
Decentralized, okay.
Yes. So Ghana for the first will be the second country, the second host who have spread the thing across.
Because mostly they take one city.
One city and then everything will be centered there. So like Mr. Kobe Jones said, yes, you can have your way. Everybody is treated the same.
Okay.
But so are we starting the African Games?
Coach wants so much to talk about everything. So let me shock you because as it stands now, after match day 5, I mean the games and everything, Egypt have 84 medals to show, 47 gold and counting, 19 silver, 18 bronze. Followed by Nigeria, who were 4th. They've now moved to 2nd because 6 of their ladies they brought for wrestling all had gold. So, yes, all the 6 ladies had gold in wrestling. So now their medals.
But do we have wrestling team in Ghana?
We do. Yes, I saw them camp in Cape Coast. So please, we do. It's the men that got to the quarterfinals, but the women couldn't go anywhere. So they have 16 gold, 10 silver. And 15 bronze as well. So South Africa are now 4th, Algeria now 3rd, also on 55 medals. Madagascar are 6th with 11 medals to show. 3 are gold, 2 silver, 6 bronze. And then Morocco have moved from, I think, 13 yesterday and now have, they now have 20, they now still have 13. It is Tunisia now have 27. Ghana still 10th with the 4th. And the other countries are coming. Zambia and all now have medals to show. And Ghana is still at 4 medals to show after 5 days. Oh, 52?
52.
I think 53.
52 out of the 54. Sena Abigail. Susu. And your father is Kwaku. Kwaku Susu. Sena, this country, if you don't take care, you would like to change your nationality.
Why? Because of Africa Games.
Number 1. Anything that somebody is doing and want to do it, we are fine one thing. Now, I learned we gave the transportation of this, transport issues to a company headed by somebody, some
there's a leader of that.
There's a committee.
The chairman is Sam Sudan.
Yeah.
How come athletes were being bussed in the bucket of a pickup to training? Have you heard that? You've seen the badminton team?
We heard.
You heard it, and you've seen.
Which athletes?
Badminton.
Today, modern day Ghana, even on our roads, in our various houses, parents are buying fiber-made bicycles for their awards who are not even competing, going for any competition, and they ride it at home. So you don't want to tell me that up to date, we don't know that metallic bike, nobody even uses it for any competition any longer. And we spend so much camping these athletes, these riders, and when it is time for competitions, even shoes given to them, some were oversized. Somebody wearing 47 has been given a size 39 shoe. They are wearing worn out uniforms, clothes for the competition. They are riding bicycle made with Buzanga Volvo, the Buzanga Volvo that our northern brothers like riding to farms. That is the sort of bicycle made for our athletes in Ghana. While we know that we are going to do this, and we've pumped over $195 million into infrastructure, we are spending in excess of 33.4 million Ghana cedis as operational cost per day. I've said it, we've heard it. The minister, nobody has come to debunk it or to say it's an allegation. That's why I've daily. The operational, yes.
No, that's not
you
true.
don't. The operational
cost
budget we had
was 48 million for the entire competition. Which
$48 million. So daily it is 33.4 million Ghana cedis.
Okay.
And the renal unit in Kolebu need just 4 million Ghana cedis. It is still under stress. People are dying. And we give this and we can't even find results. Now, we have an ambulance service in Ghana here. And when the cyclists were ready, an international ridicule were ready to take off for over 45 minutes to 1 hour. There was no ambulance because the cyclists...
1 hour, yeah.
1 hour, okay, 1 hour. It shouldn't have been even 3 minutes. The first thing there should have been the ambulance before even the athletes assemble. Because before they assemble, they warm up. So anything could have even happened during the warm up. But when you have your child, you are coming to serve your husband at home, your guy that you are with for, I don't know who. But when you go to his place or comes to your place, you want to serve him, what do you place? You place water where he wash his hands. So the ambulance should have been ready first before the athletes even finish warm up. There was no ambulance, an international disgrace. An international ridicule where you could see one white guy, Moroccan guy was ranting. Their coach were asking of basic provisions that we cannot. Now, even podiums that we stand on, shame to the organizers. Heads must roll. One, please, you've made a wooden, rubbish, disgraceful podium, and you forgot to even place positions on it, and you print on A4 sheets. Somebody has to be arrested, prosecuted, and jailed, or given even to take to military this thing to be disciplined, because you have disgraced the nation upon parliament. 375 parliamentarians assenting to 195 million cedis and dollars for this program.
Okay.
This symbolic thing you are doing, and you are disgracing Ghana at that level. You place A4 sheets and you read 1, 2, and 3. You don't even know where the one is. And then you can see that what is struggling. Oh, I have to stand on number 2. They say, no, I was second. You have to stand. Jesus Christ.
We have 4 medals. Come down. Everything.
And know what you have. What I'm saying is, so this is the showing. Egypt got here whilst your team was not even assembled. So today they are leading. They came here about 8 days prior to the tournament.
They did.
Algeria followed. So you can see on the medal table, it is showing pragmatic preparation. You can't use magic. You can't use superstition to get to where you are. You see, this is a country that we prioritize a lot of things than our health and our everything.
Okay.
And today, we are doing such games, and look at the roads that we are doing it on. One, today, politicians, both A and B, prioritize even their party offices than our health. That is why they don't even value, they don't know where our ambulances are, and people are using the ambulance to even cut goods, to take their wives and their children's whatever. And we see ambulance loaded with foodstuffs. Our ambulance that we, myself and you, our taxpayers' money is being used to fund it. And then you see a party office, very beautiful, splashy. But that community when you go, that constituency when you go, they don't have a hospital. They don't even have a functioning polyclinic, common polyclinic. This is a country that we are in, that politicians are thinking, and people are thinking of their pocket and what they will earn and eat than the reputation of the country. That is why we are still economically under slave. So look at what we are doing. Look at what we are doing.
Get water.
Manya, and you still want to get medals. The medals that you have even gotten, God has not been fair to the rest of this thing. Those who got it, maybe God wants to just reward the athletes.
Okay, maybe on that score I'll agree with you, because Winfred into me in the last African Games, there was the same person that got us gold and 2 silver, and she has done that again. And Abeku Jackson, for me, I think that it's just time for him to get a medal, and he's done well to be able to get one for Ghana. But coach, let me take these messages and then I'll come to you. Good morning, Metro Sports. Say we are really doing a good job. I think Porto will qualify this evening. It's going for you, coach. Because Arsenal are doing well, but when it comes to the big stage, Porto have the clout. So we'll get to see about that. Please, is tech ball part of the games in the African Games? Yes, please, it's part of it. I think they are also at Boteman. Yes, you can get tech ball there. Hello, on top of the morning, we look good. Thank you very much. Praising us for wearing the local outfit for Ghana month. And he says that please tell Kotefa that because of his blue shades, he's looking forward to joining the Ghanaians. Oh, don't go there. I'm surprised all your pundits are tipping us now to go through when their first leg, they couldn't even register a shot on target throughout the whole 90 minutes. Arsenal is the same old Arsenal. Nothing special about them. And even the league is... And even the league, they are not winning it. Greetings to Gattuso. This one is from Senior Mampam. Okay. So,
Senior
Mampam.
No wonder.
Coach, okay, let me give this to Kobe Jones. African Games, Ghana have 4 medals. Egypt are leading the chart, about 70 medals. And yeah.
I started quietly listening to him, and I saw the frustration. A lot of challenges, I mean, with this competition, or these African Games. My biggest thing has to do with Team Ghana and some of challenges or complaints coming from their camp. Yesterday, the minister had a press conference trying to explain. And we were told that most of the things requested by the federations were given to the federation heads. I think that's what the minister said yesterday. Interestingly, I spoke to Cycling Federation and they said they didn't receive anything. They submitted their request to them.
For some, it's not about the giving, it's about the timing.
No, they said they submitted it 6 months ago.
And they received it when?
They've not received anything. The only thing they received was some boot that is not even meant for cycling. I don't know whoever gave them that boot.
Okay.
Apart from that, like he said, the apparel, it's an old one. I mean, there is no new for the competition. The cycling they are using, like he said, whilst others are using fiber, we are using aluminium. So a lot of challenges. They also had problem. They also had problem with the transport, because I remember they also complained about transport. The question is, why all these complaints? Indeed, if the minister says that they've spent a lot on equipment, where are those equipment? Who are those people who receive them? What are they doing with them? Because I asked cycling people, they said, but if you have it, why are we keeping it? For what purpose? And all this, I had a list that they sent to me. All the things that they sent, the spare tire, tube, whatever, they didn't get anything. They didn't get anything. So I find it difficult to comprehend the minister's explanation. And I'm urging, I'm eager to hear from the chef de mission and his team what they've done, because the complaints are coming from the athletes. So if the athletes who are participating are complaining, and the minister who is not part of those actors is comes out to defend it. Defending it how? Explaining what? That what the athletes are telling us is not true? Is that what they're telling us? Because these are live videos where they were complaining because of the setbacks. The badminton people complain about rackets. Rackets. How can somebody go into a competition and the racket is not good? Somebody said he bought his own racket for national competition. And minister will come and tell us that we should believe this.
My fear was laid to bear, especially the badminton, when I asked when we were going to, practice on the facilities. Because one of the players, Leslie, he was saying that the court was not even what they use normally. And so adjusting to even play was a problem. That was some of the questions I was raising ahead of the 100 days when we were counting down.
You see,
that we will be able to use it before the rest of Africa comes.
You see, there was nothing like a dry run.
Yeah.
And that was a big problem. And I don't know that the people wanted them to have a fresh use of the facility. Because the round was supposed to let the badminton people have a feel of the facility. Because at least they should have a home advantage. All the things coming out and the money being spent, that is why I agree that maybe after all these, there should be a probe or there should be a committee to investigate some of the things.
They just push Parliament to accept the 195 million.
Because some of the things and the complaints coming out and the amount of money sunk into the organization and everything, I think we need some questions. Some answers.
Okay.
$60 million for refurbishing of hotels.
You see, the issue about
$60 million.
The issue about medals.
Yeah.
Please, every Ghanaian who has followed the African Games, I'm not sure will be thinking that we were thinking of getting about 20 or 40 medals. No. Go and check our history from the African Games to today. And check the history of African Games, those who win medals. There are a lot of disciplines that we are not, we don't have the comparative advantage.
Yeah.
If you talk in terms of Egypt, go and check the last African Games. South Africa, Algeria, those Maghreb countries, they always win medals because when it comes to swimming, when it comes to, those sports that we are not good at, that is their strength. Normally, when we go to this competition,
it's not that
let me finish.
Not that we are not good at them. It's about we making that conscious effort.
Of course. No, the thing is that we've not developed it because you see, we have that perception in our, every Ghanaian that our strength have been football, boxing, athletics, and boxing. And if you check the African Games, these are the only disciplines that are giving us medals.
Okay. Definitely, a lot of things will come up subsequently as we continue on the journey for the African Games.